Hey everyone, Tim here. Don't get me wrong, I really like working within the IDE. Things are easier, things go faster perhaps. Programs just build. I've got color highlighting, you've got the autocomplete and all those wonderful things, but this does or can come at the expense of knowledge. If I also know how the compiler works, then I don't have to be tied to using an IDE, especially if I'm only having to change one or two lines, or I don't have to switch between windows, so today's video then is a little bit different in that we're not just going to be, let's say fixing a configuration file or running a compiler from the command line, but we're also going to learn about working without an IDE and also finding some of the other hidden gems that exist within the world of Free Pascal. Because when or if we work, purely through the lens of Lazarus, then some of these things might be hidden from us. So when I was, working on the wedding planner application, and just to bring up a little dummy version of it, for lack of a better word, let's go into here and here. This particular application, it's a web application, but there's no forms, there's no visual designer, anything is rendered in the web browser, so I don't really need to use Lazarus, perhaps. But this is where things go a little bit haywire, or when I step outside of the IDE, I sort of learn how much Lazarus actually does for me as a developer. Because it manages all the configuration for me. It knows what the paths are, even if I may tell it. It sort of hides the complexity. And if something doesn't work in one location but it works somewhere else, I'm thinking, well, why can't you work it out? Perhaps the question should be, or the statement should be, I need to understand how the compiler works. So if we were to go back to my little Hello World program, so let's go to there. This program here will run or build perfectly fine, within the IDE. If I want to run it, we go to a command line and we can run it. Now, if I try and build this program here from the command line, then it tells me that it can't find the system unit. Obviously, the compiler isn't wrong. It genuinely couldn't find it because I probably didn't tell it where to look. If I run the same command with a minus VA here, using that option here, it gives me back a bunch of information as to where it's looking for things. And in here, it will also tell me that it is looking for a configuration file in these locations here. Now, I can tell you that there is no file like that in any of those locations. If you are wondering about what this file contains, then all of the information that you might find in your project options are contained or can be put into that file there, such as your optimization levels, smart linking, range checking, and so on. Now, in the one that I had, let's say after putting in the Unleashed edition, the configuration file just had two sections and they were surrounded by if-defs basically. End of the story, or the crux of the matter is that the paths for the units were not there. But also, if the program builds in Lazarus, why doesn't it work here? Well, partially because my fpc config file lived in the same folder as per the compiler itself. But going through the documentation though, there is a variable or there is an environment variable called fpc_config_path. I'll write that one down here for this setting here tells the compiler where to find fpc.cfg. Now, obviously, if I set it once, it will only work in the session. So I really need to add it to the bash, RC file. So let's do that right now. Now, I have already put it in there. So let's go to here, source. So now when I compile it, it compiles perfectly well. Now, as I was searching through trying to get all that stuff to work, I also found out about a little program called instantfpc. It's a tool that I didn't really know about, and I'm going to say this thing is a little bit magical because it allows me to run a pass file as if it were a script. So in this folder here, I have got, let's say, two Pascal source files. One's called Hello World and the other is called, envInspector. What instantfpc does is that behind the scenes, it will compile the program, link the program, run the program, cleans up afterwards, and it's great, I think, for if you've got little tiny utilities, demos, or something you want to check environmentally. Because when my program, or when I was unable to compile my program, I wrote this little program here, which was basically check my environment out to make sure it was correctly configured in order to run the FPC compiler, as well as to run instantfpc itself. And the beauty of this is that it's just pure Pascal code. So if you don't know how to write bash code, or if you're on Windows, PowerShell, and you just want to write something small and simple and have all the type safety or precision that you'd get with Pascal, you can just write your Pascal code and then run it through instantfpc. Now, in the case of this program here, I can't just do that, even though it's got execute permission on. The Hello World program, though, it does run. Why does it run? Because at the top of that file, it's got this line here, which is a shebang, user bin environment instantfpc. So it knows that to run this script here, or this code here, it will go through the instantfpc. My environment inspector program here will basically show me what my path is. It shows me where my fpc config file lives. It shows me some other settings here which can be used. It also shows me where it found my the fpc configuration file, and it also gave me the whether there were any issues with using fpc. Obviously, if I don't have let's say this set here, then the whole program's going to crash, but that means you've got a problem in general, which needs to be resolved there. But this shows me, where my things are located, and I can, if I want to change them, I can do so quite easily without having to go searching for things. If you don't have a FPC configuration file, what do? Well, there's probably two options. One, you can cry. Two, there is actually a utility called fpcmkcfg that you can use, and it is the official configuration generator to use with free Pascal. Now, for me, because I've got my the Unleashed compiler, let's say installed under here, if I just run this command here, which no command, no parameters being sent to it, what it will do is it will just, let's just say dump to screen, looks like a preview of what the configuration file would look like. Now, I can, if I were to say if I pass it a parameter, let's say -o for output, then it will basically, what went to screen will go to this configuration file now, and you can see that we have an aaa.cfg file. Now, for me, for this to actually work for me, for instance, then I have to also tell it what the base path is. So for me, it will be fpcmk. So it basically has now built a configuration file. It's using this as a base path for my FPC installation. So if I go to now view this, down here you can see that it is has these locations now at where to find the actual units. So that is about it for, so that's my treasure hunt. I started with a, let's say, not being able to run the compiler from the command line, to working out what's inside the configuration file. I learned about some of the environment variables that we used, and along the way I've also found out about two other programs or utilities that get provided with free Pascal. One of them was instantfpc, which I'm thinking about doing another video on, but it allows you to let's say do scripting in Pascal that you can run on your machine. I've also found another tool which I can use to produce a clean configuration file. And I've also, with both of those, or with one of those, I should say, I built a little tiny utility which I can use to inspect my Pascal environment with. And this is what sort of can happen when you step outside of your IDE. You can learn how things work, you can gain the confidence, and if an issue like this rises again, well, I will know how to fix it. So that's the end. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.